Hello, ROS developers. Welcome to this session where we are going to be talking about how you can make a living as a ROS developer and generate a passive income stream based on your knowledge of ROS. And if you are interested to learn more about this, stay with me and let's start in a minute. Excellent. So here we are, and as I mentioned to you, this workshop is to let you know how you can live, how you can make a living by doing classes of ROS. Well, actually, we are going to talk about a very specific way of doing the classes, which are workshops, intensive workshops of 5 hours. That's the proposal, okay, that I'm giving here to you. And let me show you how you can do that, and then you can decide if this is interesting for you or not. You know that we have here a chat on the side of this video transmission, and you can use it for asking me questions anytime. I will be coming back to the questions in, checking the questions so far, and I will be answering you. So don't feel shy to put your questions on the chat. And the main interest for me is that you understand what is this proposal about and how you can take the most of this proposal so you can make a living. Then any question that you have, any doubt, put it on the chat as soon as you have it. Okay, then let me check now if we have the questions and everything is correct. Yes. Okay, thank you. And we can see here, let me salute a little bit some of the people here. We have here DQ Ventures, who was waiting there since the very beginning. Thank you very much, DQ. And also Smith Shah, thank you very much. Oh, DQ Ventures actually gave us some money. That's the first time that somebody does it. Thank you very much, DQ. Thank you very much. Also, Alberto Ezquerro here, who is my colleague at the Construct. Then thank you, Alberto, for being here. And he's also going to help me with some questions if you have. Then for all the others that are there seated, watching, I'm very happy to have you here. And let's go on. Let's start with the subject of today. So I'm going to switch to my screen here. Oh, I can see here Lucas that says, hello, Ricardo, you look good. Yes, I look good. Thank you, Lucas. Is one of our students at the Academy. Nice to see you here, Lucas. And also Burmese Robotics. Thank you so much for the video. My pleasure. Let's go straight to the subject and change here my screen. And let me open also the chat in another tab so I can see your questions in real time. In a minute. So what is the subject that we are going to be talking here is making a living with ROS. That is very difficult actually in ROS unless you get hired by a company and then you get hired for developing at that company on ROS programs for robots, etc. But that's not very common. Okay, so then what about other options? Let's say that you cannot go to the country, or you don't want to. You just don't want to be working with some bosses and so on. Then you can make a living in this way that I'm going to propose you. It's basically delivering live ROS workshops, like the one that we can see here on this picture that Alberto delivered last week. It's an intensive online workshop about ROS 2. It was already delivered. And I'm going to show you the whole process where you are going to get money from delivering those workshops. Then the idea is that you will be generating those workshops about the subject that you like, as long as you want. As long as you want. There are many, many subjects of ROS there that people is eager to master in a very short amount of time. Then that is the proposal for those workshops. They are a small amount of time, 5 hours, and also a small amount of people there, 15 students at most. So you can deliver a good class to them. And let me give you some more details about those ROS workshops that we are going to do. So in those workshops, you will be at your location and you will be video streaming your explanation of the subject. So you don't have to go to any place. You can do it from your comfortable home or any other place that you decide. You will have to put your face on the screen, like you can see here, Alberto delivering that workshop. We are going to use his workshop as the example so you can see all the steps, right? So he is delivering. In this case, we have put this nice background for him because we have it, but you don't have to. Okay? Your normal background at home, it's okay. So here the important is the instruction. So you can put your face, and also you will have to share your screen, your computer screen, while you are teaching how to do the things. Then the workshop is based on practice. It's not about talking like I'm doing here. I mean, you have to be talking, explaining, but you have to be doing. And that means at the same time that you do, the students, the attendants to the workshop, they will be doing the same things with you. And of course, asking you, oh, that doesn't work for me. What can I do? So you will see on a chat their questions and you can answer there. Let me see here. I have Alberto is suggesting me to keep the mic closer. I'm changing because the sound is a little bit poor. Then we have a message from Keegan that says, this is ideally timed. My company is very new, so this will be a great way to get some income while I build it up. Okay, so it's great. Very cool, Keegan. So I'm happy that this could be useful for you. Then the practice is very important and it's mandatory. If you want to do a workshop with us, this is mandatory because it's the way that we believe that is the proper way of teaching. Then to deliver the workshop, you have to create a rasjet. A rasjet is a ROS project that is executed in our platform, in the construct, and contains the documentation, the code, the simulations, and anything else that your students are going to need in order to follow your practice there. Everything is packed inside this rasjet, so you can distribute among the students, and all of them will have a perfect exact copy that they can launch and reproduce at the same time as you do it live. That's the benefit of doing this at the construct. So you don't care about the computer of the students, what they have installed, which kind of operating system, or etc. Then, yeah, so as I mentioned, the audience will have a copy of this. And so prior to the workshop, they will get this copy and they will use it for following your instructions. You don't have to provide this copy to the audience. We take care of this. It's an automatic process, so you don't have to worry about that. You only need to worry about creating the rasjet, the original rasjet. Then workshops have a pause in the middle of 20 minutes because it's 5 hours, so 20 minutes in the middle for going to the toilet, drinking, smoking, or whatever. Then audience also will be practicing with the instructor at the same time, already mentioned, and after the workshop is done, all the attendants will have forever access to the rasjet and the video. Okay, so by paying the attendance, they will have forever access. They don't have to pay any more in order to get access. But the people who did not attend to the workshop because it was completely full, they missed the day, there was a bad time, whatever, they can still buy the recording of this rasjet, of this workshop, including the video and the rasjet. And that's another income source for you. Okay, so how do you get money? We are going to get it later below, but let me get it straight. So you get money in twice. First one is by the tickets of the people that attend your workshop, your live workshop. And second is by selling this recording with the rasjet. Remember that it's a video containing all the code, all the simulations, and this can be reproduced at any time by any person by launching on the construct. Let me see here. Burmese Robotics says, I also want to know how much ROS must I know in order to teach back? Well, that's a very good question, Burmese. It depends. So you don't have to have much knowledge as long as you teach what you know. Okay, so for example, let's say that you master ROS basics, so all the basic concepts of creating messages, topics, subscribers, packages, and all that. Then you can do a workshop where you are teaching this, mastering ROS basics in only 5 hours, for example. And that's what you are going to teach because it's what you master. Then I know also very good about TF and how to work with different frames and transformations. Perfect. Then do a workshop about that. I know about this algorithm, very specific algorithm for doing training in deep learning or for detecting faces or for, I don't know, for doing a kind of learning of any type. I want to give the theory and practice of this algorithm. That's another option. So you don't have to be ROS based 100%. ROS is the way of doing the practice because your workshop has to be based on practice. Okay, so let me put the camera here because that's an important message. So your workshop has to be based on practice, not on a guy talking, showing slides. Okay, I know, I understand. You have to show slides sometimes, so the documentation inside the rasjet, it's your slides. And yeah, you have to do it. But that has to be a limited amount of time for that, and you have to go quickly into the practice of this. And then the way of doing this practice is by using ROS in the middle. So I think that you get the idea, right? Let me know if it is not clear, the idea. Okay. Then let me go back to the screen. And what else? Yeah, here it's about the workshop must be based on practice, what I already mentioned. And this is a requirement because that is the method that at the construct we promote, we believe. Really, I cannot learn. I cannot learn by reading the documentation of something. No, it doesn't work for me at all. And I think that it doesn't work properly in other people because I have seen their struggle, okay? Then when it works, it's when you do it. And many research on learning and how we learn, they put this concept as the point for learning. So they are demonstrating that this is right. Then especially for robotics, that's especially because at the end we have to apply this to a robot. Okay, so in order to do a practice in your workshop, what you need to do is to create a rasjet. The rasjet is the one that allows anybody that attends to your workshop to start practicing with you from minute number 1 without caring about their computer, their operating system, what they have installed inside, because it's executed in a virtual ROS environment in the cloud of the construct. Okay, so inside this rasjet, you will put your simulation, your gazebo simulation, your ROS code, your documentation in the form of a Python notebook. Then this means that the instructor, that's you, must prepare the rasjet prior to the workshop. And it has to be a very good rasjet. So you have to do a very good preparation at for the workshop because your workshop is going to be voted. It's going to be scored by the attendants at the end. then if you don't get a good score, then your sales of this workshop later will be very low. And also, if you get a very bad score, then you can be banned, because that means that the attendants were very angry about your workshop, and so that's not the quality that we want to provide in the construct. So during the workshop, the instructor and the attendants will launch the rasjet and then follow it along during the workshop. And as I mentioned before, the attendants will keep a copy of that rasjet with their modifications during the workshop also included, and as well as the video recording. Everything is inside the system. So let me show you now. For example, I'm going to my account because I attended myself to Alberto's workshop last week. Then I can show you now here. Alberto, no. Oh, okay. So wait, I don't know if I'm going to remember my user. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, let me see. Because in my personal computer, I have already the password already set up. I don't think that. No, yes, of course not. Okay, so let me try Alberto's, because Alberto, I'm going to get with Alberto. So Alberto, if you are watching, I'm sorry, I'm inside here. So he delivered the rasjet, and then if he goes to his area of rasjet inside the construct, we are going to see, okay, he has many things, and yeah, because he was preparing, but here we can see the rasjet that he did for the workshop the other day, and you can see here the content of the notebook that he prepared. Well, it's a very long notebook with several sections here, with containing other notebooks, so he did very well. But it is already there, included. We use 2 different simulations, Starterbot and Robotics robot. So that's it. This is included and it stays there forever for the people that attend the workshop. And the video is automatically open when you run this workshop. So if I run the old rasjet of the previous workshop, you can see that everything automatically starts. Here we can see the video of the workshop that automatically starts for this, and then automatically starts, and then now here is preparing the code and the documentation, and this is how Alberto started the workshop with the introduction and so on. Blah, blah. So that's the way that is going to, even you can see even the chat questions that we did during the process. So here, in my case, I am here, so that's a proof that I attended, but also many other people that attended that workshop, they are there, so you can see the questions when he is talking there. And here is loading the files. It may take a few seconds more, but it's going to show the notebook, including so here it is, the notebook, including all the instructions. So the notebook also automatically opens, and then, so you can continue practicing if the workshop was too fast for you and you want to review some things. So here it is. Okay, so you get the idea, right? I see here, Bormis says clearly understood. Okay, so far so good. Then let's continue then. Yeah, remember also that the content of the rasjet, if the guys that has the rasjet, they want to download the packages to their local computer, they can do it. So they are not kidnapped inside the construct. Never. We never do that. So there is an option to download this. Let me go here. So there is an option where the attendants, they can download it here. If you go inside the rasjet, so here is download this rasjet, and they can download and then get the packages in their computer and so on. Okay, so far so good. Then, so those are the reasons I have explained to use a rasjet, because the people can practice and obtain the same results as the instructor at the same time. So that's the only way that we can ensure this practice along the whole world with many different people, many different computers, etc. Then about the how much you are going to win for the workshop, for delivering those workshops. Well, so far we have limited each workshop to 15 students. And this limitation is a good balance between quality, because otherwise too much people, it's very difficult to manage for a student, and also for the price that we can charge. So if there is a lot of people, it's very difficult to get attention when somebody has a problem, and so then we cannot charge that much. So the price of the workshop, it starts at $199. That's the minimum, but it's you who decides the final price. So you can say, okay, I want to charge everyone that attends my workshop, it's going to pay 500 euros, because my subject is very difficult to get. It's a limit. Just a few people know about that. So that to master that is very difficult, and I am showing here very, very good content. So that's perfect. But the minimum is 199, because otherwise there is no business. So any other, that's okay. Then from that price, we will split the money. So 50% of the paid amount is going to go to you as the instructor, and half is going to go to the construct, because we provide the platform for everything. Also, we do a lot of marketing of your project, and yeah, so we are sharing benefits here. And just to let you know that, remember that every time that somebody is launching one project, a computer in the cloud is being launched, so we have to pay. So we have to pay that. You are not paying for the cloud, of course, we provide. But even in the future, so if those guys, like me, I have launched now this rasjet that I have of the workshop, then now I am consuming a computer in the cloud that the construct is paying. So that's why we need to split the benefits. I hope that you understand that. And then additionally, after the workshop has done, then it's going to be a package containing the video and the rasjet, which will be sold in the construct platform. So that means that this package, the same way that I have shown you here, that contains the workshop, documentation, full documentation. Actually, if we open here the code editor, you can see that it's not only the documentation, so you can see the files. Let me show you all the files. Here, workshop workspace is what they did, what they created those are the exercises were created in real time. But also we have the simulation. I don't remember where was here. Yeah, okay. The robotics simulation, the T3 simulation, Table 3. So all the code is here, as well as the video, which is reproducing here of the 5 hours that was long. So all this is a single package. As you have seen, it's just a single package. And then what we do is that we sell it at the construct platform. So if I go to my home, you can see here that now this workshop that we did the other day is for selling. And then people can buy, get more information or buy. Then they put the information and then they buy, and then they will get a copy of this that I have launched here. So they will get a copy of your project with the video, attach everything together. Okay, so on that case is where you are going to get also the benefits. So this workshop can be sold many, many, many times in the future. Now, this week, next month, next year. So that's why I'm talking about creating a passive income stream for you. Because it's like if you were creating a book, and then this book is going to be selling for the next years. Okay? That's it, the way. And this selling of the recorder workshop is going to be sold by 100 euros more expensive than the live event. And the reason of that is to create pressure to also to attend the live event. So we want more people to attend the live event because then that's making this your event, your workshop, a success. And then in that case, we also will split 50% for you, for the creator of the workshop, and for the construct. Great. Then let me see some questions. Then Salesh says, great platform to explore knowledge and help others. Thanks. Okay, my pleasure, Salesh. Then Lucas says, what times does it have to be in a fixed schedule time? No. Very good question, Lucas. Let me go because it's going to be answered here. How to deliver a workshop at the construct. So the first thing is that the workshops, they have to be high quality. So we want high quality. So we want 5 stars, 4.5 stars evaluation of the workshops. So people has to be very happy of this. Otherwise, then no, because we are putting our name on here. So you have to have a lot of commitment to deliver a very good workshop. Then. So the first thing that you have to do in order to create a workshop is to decide your workshop subject, also the agenda, and also the date and the time that you would like to deliver. So this is answering your question, Lucas. You can decide anytime. This is automatic. So we at the construct, we don't need to be there with you. Maybe we'll be on the first time that you deliver a workshop just to make sure that you are doing this correct and there is no problem. But the whole system is being made so anybody can do it automatically without, like when you are streaming into YouTube, actually it's easier. It's like if you were doing a Hangouts. Okay? Okay, then Safayette says, what is ROS? So is Robot Operating System? Yes, it is. It is, but I'm sorry, Safayette, this is not the session for answering questions about ROS itself. It's not that. Okay, so we have a live class on the Tuesdays for this, and we'll be happy to help you there about this. This is about how to create your own ROS workshops. Great, then you have to decide this. The subject, what is going to be about. And it could be anything that you think about robotics, programming robots. It could be, as I mentioned, as a new algorithm for detecting faces, detecting lines, for driving autonomous drones, for, I don't know, you name it. You can put your simulation, whatever the simulation that you need, inside your rasjet, and that's it. So you can start practicing. Then that's the subject that you decide. It could be an introduction to ROS. It could be an introduction to navigation. It could be advanced navigation techniques with ROS, Kalman filters applied to ROS robots. So why ROS in the middle? Yeah, because you have whatever you are teaching. Whatever you have teaching, it has to be a practice with robots because that's a place for that. So it's not for theoretical things. And yeah, you can teach, again, let me tell you, you can teach theoretical things, but they have to be applied to a robot in some sense. Kalman filters, okay, then apply this to localize the robot, capturing the data from the sensors and doing the probability multiplications of the data and the step down with the odometry, etc., etc. And you update in your program the Kalman filter. Perfect. But it has to be applied, okay? No slides. Yeah, the equations, you put the equation, but then how to do these equations in the real robot. Well, in this case, in the simulated robot. Okay, that's the approach. Then any subject, agenda, any date, whatever you want. That's the date, anytime, at your convenience. And that is very cool because sometimes there are workshops that people cannot attend because of the day or the time. And maybe if you do a workshop in a better time for your local location, for your location, then maybe that would be, you will attract more people. Yes. Then the agenda is the amount of the step by step, time by time, which subjects you are going to deliver during the workshop. So here we have an example. First, day and time. First, name and title of the instructor. In this case is Alberto Esquerro, and title, Head of Education at the Construct. This is going to appear automatically. You don't have to do anything because this is the profile of Alberto at the Construct. And of course, you as an instructor, you have to have one. Then this, if I click there, so I see here Alberto's profile, and I can see his work experience and so on. So you as a teacher, you need to fill also your profile at the Construct, because it will be shown like this to the attendants, to the students. Then day and time. Okay, day, month, year, and time, indicating the zone that you mean. Indicate time zone. Then price, you decide the price, starting at $199, then you ask any price. The workshop title, in this case, full intro to ROS to Galactic workshop with Python. Then a workshop short description. This is like a sentence that is describing what is this. So in this case, it's master in only 5 hours ROS to basics with Python. Then a longer workshop description. So in this case, it's this sentence, but you can put several sentences, as much as you want. Then the list of topics that will be covered. We are going to learn how this, and this, how to do this. As you can see, it's always like this. It's how to. Then you have to indicate who should attend. So this workshop is aimed to the following type of audience. So not all the workshops are for everyone. Then you have to indicate. You can say for people getting introduced into ROS, or people who already know ROS, but they want to master navigation, or people who, I don't know, who are very interested in deep learning algorithms. They are researching about that. Okay, so you have to indicate this, because then people, when they say the adverts, they will understand if it's related to them or not. Prerequisites, if any. Usually, basic knowledge of Linux, basic knowledge of Python. This usually is required, but maybe you need to know ROS 2, basics of ROS 2. You need to know for my workshop, or you need to know about the basics of machine learning, for example, for this workshop. Okay, you indicate here. And then the agenda. This is the agenda. What I mean is, at that time, on this day, we'll do this. At that time, you have to provide this step by step. So first, we are going to create the ROS packages, then accessing the ROS actuators, then accessing the ROS sensors. Then we are going to do the coffee break here, obstacle avoidance, blah, 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 etc. Okay? So that's what you have to provide. Then before going to the next point, let me answer a question by Lakiel. He says, I was interested in doing this part-time. Is that possible? Yeah. So that's whenever you want. So you decide the time, the day. The only thing is that if you commit to do a workshop one day, maybe let's say, for example, let's say that you say, I'm going to do a workshop next December. Okay, so you say, next December, I'm going to be on the 10th from 10 to 15. So 10 to 15 of my area, CST, my area, is my time area. Then, okay, you can do it like this. So in December, we are going to program a space. We are going to book that space for you. And so the people will know about this, and we will make advertisement for this. But then you have to deliver on that day. On that day, you cannot say, no, I didn't have the time. No, you cannot do this. Okay, you can cancel. Cancellation policy is below. We are going to talk, but you have to cancel with some amount of time prior. So some amount of time. And then you cannot cancel the next day, the day before. The day before the workshop or something like that. So you don't have to deliver one every week, one workshop every week, as you want. If you want to deliver one workshop every day, then go ahead. It depends on you. So you completely free, part-time. Next thing, then we have the workshop cover image. You don't have to do that. We will do it for you. So you can see this very nice with our designer. She created this very, very cool. We'll create one for you, for your workshop. And we will use this to market in the workshop. But also, you should also take care of promoting it if you want to be a success, okay? We have limited marketing amount of power. So you should use your social networks, tell it everyone, and so on. And we will provide you this image so you can use it for your promotion. Okay, so this is the first step. It's about preparing, okay, deciding workshop subject agenda, etc., and all the details. Now you have to create the workshop for the rasjet for the workshop, and this includes creating a notebook with all the content that you are going to teach. It may include also some code, images, videos, whatever you consider that is necessary for them to understand the concepts that you are teaching. Then you have to include the simulation code that you are going to use. You need to use a simulation somehow. I mean, in some concepts, maybe, I don't know, it's not necessary. I don't know. Security of ROS, maybe it's not necessary to have a simulation. If you put a simulation, it's always better because people understand, oh, that is a robot that we are programming. That is. So they understand better. But in some cases, some very specific cases, maybe it's not necessary. Then any extra code that you think that they are going to need. That, for example, if you rely on another code that is not the subject of this workshop, but you need it to be running, otherwise your subject is not going to be able to be shown, to be taught, then you can include this in the rasjet. As a matter of advice, let me recommend you that you can check all our live classes in order to get an idea about how to construct, what does it has to contain a rasjet. So check our live classes. We do live classes here is the list. Okay, so that's the workshop that we are selling and promoting, but here you can see the live classes that we have, several live classes, and you can open any of those for free and check the rasjet inside, and then you will see some examples. Also, you will see also the video, so you can get an idea of how to do it. What else? Okay, so yeah, important remark is that on average, you have only 2 CPUs on the construct to create your rasjet, so don't get crazy about, hey, I'm going to be training a model that requires 1 billion parameters and so on. Okay, not possible to teach that because it's only 2 CPUs for this. Otherwise, we need more expensive workshops. And then second important remark is that your rasjet must be created as private. So when you create your rasjet, let me see, where was it? Yeah, here. So when you are going to prepare your rasjet, you have to come here, create a new rasjet. Okay, then you create here, then you select the distro that you are going to work with, ROS Noetic, the name, so my workshop about deep learning, and then you have to make it private because otherwise everybody will be able to search for your rasjet and find it and then copy and get it for free. Okay, so make sure that you make it private. And the problem is that the free accounts, they don't allow the creation of private or rasjet. So you need to get a private account, which is 9 euros per month. So you can start practicing and trying for free, and with your practice and so on, you don't have to make it private. But once you commit, then you will have to pay 9 euros per month in order to get your project private. You can cancel anytime, okay? So it's, and when you cancel, your rasjet doesn't get public. The ones that are private, they remain private forever. Okay, so what equipment are you going to need is first to have a camera, but any webcam will do it. The one of your computer is okay. Then have a mic. The better the mic, the better. So the quality. So usually the one of the computers is not so good, but okay, because the people you will see they are listening to you all the time for 5 hours, so they have to hear you well. And then have a fast internet connection because you will have to be transmitting. If you have a poor internet connection, you will not be able to broadcast your image with clarity enough, especially if you are doing code on the screen, then the people will not be able to see your code and so on. And remember that at the same time you are running the rasjet also, so that requires some, well, I don't know where was it, but you are running, so you need a fast internet connection, not poor. Then on the day of the workshop, we will call you through Hangout and broadcast the call to the audience. So it's very easy. So you will get a Hangouts call, and then we will redirect this to these Hangouts to the audience, to all the audience. So you don't have to worry. Great. Final remarks. All the people that attend, they will receive a certificate. We are going to create this certificate also for your attendance, but only is going to be provided to those who attended at least 3 hours to the workshop. This issue is automatic, so you don't have to care about preparing this, but you can promote this. So you can say, hey, if you attend to my workshop, you are going to get this certificate and so on. And then after the workshop, all the attendants will be asked to evaluate the workshop, but only if they attended more than 3 hours, of course. And this evaluator is going to be shown when we sell. So here, when we go here, so this one got 4 stars. Then the minimum is 4 stars. If you don't get, actually it was 4.5, but we are issuing we have some problems here in the issue, but it's going to be solved. Anyway, so you have to have a good evaluation in order to continue delivering, and also especially in order to sell afterwards. About the time zones, you have to take into account that people live in different time zones, so be careful about the time zone that you select for your audience. And what else? So if you just have a few people registered for the workshop, then you can decide, you can cancel the workshop. But you have to tell us 24 hours before the workshop. This is only case that you can cancel. In case that there are just a few people. Okay, so then if you cancel the workshop 24 hours prior to it, or you do not deliver it, so you don't appear, then you will be banned from the platform. And basically that's it. So that's a way of generating some money by teaching ROS that you can do at your own rhythm, at your part-time, at your own piece, and for the subjects that you like. And it's better than any Udemy course, those video course, because here we provide the video and the practice, and it's done in real time. It's real. So while the teacher is doing the video, you are following. So the attendants, they are following you and doing the same exercises, asking you questions with the problems and so on. So it's super cool. This idea is changing the way of teaching in videos. You can create a course in Udemy, for example, for teaching ROS, but it's going to be based on videos, of course. In this case, it's one step beyond. Okay, well, you consider if that is interesting. Let me see if you have any questions. Here we have Harith says, I'm new to ROS. Okay, nice. Welcome to the ROS community, Harith. Welcome. Lucas says, the workshop owner receive any certificate? No, you are the teacher of the workshop. That's the certificate. Yeah, so you can show that you are delivering this. Also, as you can see, promoted in the academy, in the Construct platform, you are going to appear like this is the guy who did this workshop. So everybody is going to, if anybody goes to more information, you are going to appear here. So that's your certificate. Then Fat Al says, your idea sounds interesting. Thank you, Fat Al, and I'm glad that you like it. Go ahead, waiting for your workshops to be programmed here. D-Cube says, interesting. Great. Lucas, what else? Says, is it possible to focus the workshop for any other language than English? Oh, that's a very good question. I think yes. We didn't think about that, but I think that is the answer would be yes. And I think that is a very good idea, Lucas. I think, yeah, because you can cover some niches that nobody else is covering. So, yeah, so I'm deciding just right now on the spot, and the answer is yes. Yes, go ahead. Prepare yours in your own language. That's a very good point, Lucas. You are very clever. It's normal that is our student, is one of our students at the Construct. just joking. But very good question. Go ahead with your own languages. Keegan says, will the participants be on video too or just interacting by chat? Yeah, very good. I didn't clarify this very well. It's only on chat. Otherwise, it becomes too messy. And so you take into account that you are delivering a lot of material in 5 hours. So the people can interact with you on the chat and you can answer on the chat, but usually you are going to answer on the video, like we are doing here in this live. So they can only interact by chat. What else? Olufemi says, how can I contact someone if I have additional questions about ROS? Okay, so here, let me show you. Okay, where is it? This one. Okay, so let me show you where is it? Yeah. Okay, so you can do it in 2 ways, Leffy. First one is you can go to this forum here, get help in the forum, and then ask your question. Okay, so this is for one question, like say, oh, I have this problem with this and this, and so you put here your question and somebody in our team is going to contact you. But if you require something more than that, you require to have more guidance for your project, for your problems, we cannot provide you this. We cannot be concentrated on your project. Then you can ask any of the ROS developers here. So any person here on the chat, they have their own profile. Actually, yeah, for example, this is Biode, is one of our team. And okay, I don't know how to reach here, but any person, let me go to Alberto's, for example. Here, Alberto has his own profile page. Okay, so you can contact any person that you see here on the platform. You can contact by contact him. Okay. So this is Alberto. We cannot contact him. So appears he cannot contact himself, but here appears contact me and send me a question to this. So you can contact with this guy. But if you want to see a list of developers for hiring, in case that you have a project, here is a list of ROS developers for hiring, and this is a list of people that is available for hiring for doing freelance work or being contracted by a company or being hired for solving a specific project. You can search here for the different knowledge, languages, and so on. So go for it. Then Burmese says, can't wait to provide a great workshop. I'm also building a ROS community in Myanmar. Oh, great. Great, Burmese. Then go ahead. We can't wait to receive your proposal of workshop. Go for it. Keegan says, cool. It would be difficult to keep track of everyone. What does it mean, Keegan? Can you elaborate your question a little bit, or your comment? It would be difficult to keep track of. Yeah, I see. I got it. So it's because of the chat. Yeah. Your previous question. Exactly. That's why we do it on the chat, because otherwise it's becoming too crazy, or we have to reduce too much the number of people that can attend. because they are remote, and then it's very difficult to manage this. And then if we reduce too much, then it's not worth it to deliver the workshop. Next question, Shyam. Oh, Shyam. Shyam is one of our teachers. Actually, he created the course of ROS2 navigation, Shyam. Nice to have you here, Shyam. Yeah, you say, good initiative by the Construct. Every time you come up with something beneficial to ROS community. Thank you, Shyam. Thanks a lot. Nice to have you here on this transmission. Then Keegan says, as in when there are lots of people, it is difficult to talk to them at all. Yeah, exactly. That is right, Keegan. By the way, do you know about this super cool mug of I am a ROS developer? You can find one on the merchandising section of the Construct here on the video, beneath the video. Please support us and get a very nice mug or t-shirt also of this. Any other questions, guys? Well, if not, then you know what to do. You can start thinking about it and about your workshop, your subject, the things that you would like to present. You can have also in the comments of the video, in the video description, you can have a link to this post that I shown you. It's a post in our webpage, so you can check all the details with more slowly and figure out everything. And yes, that's it. I think that we are going to finish here unless you have more questions. Let me say, Olufemi says, I would like to come on your channel when my ROS project gets to market. Yes, sure. When your ROS project comes to market, then you will be welcome to appear, and maybe actually I can interview you for the ROS Developers podcast that I host. And then you can explain how you made it, how you achieved to get into the market. That's a big feat. So go for it. I'm giving you all my best wishes for you to succeed on that. It's difficult. It's difficult, but you can achieve it. So go for it. And let me know when you have it. We'll invite you to the podcast. Keegan says, how long in advance should workshops be planned? How long is a good time to get people to sign up? Yeah, at least, very good question, at least 2 weeks, minimum. And then I would say no more than a month, because then people start forgetting about this. But yeah, at least 2 weeks. If you are in a hurry, we can try. You have a very, very cool topic that you can do it from 1 week to another if you want, because people get attracted to those cool topics. But this is very risky. So let's start with at least 2 weeks. Then Tejas says, Tejas Chatburi says, how to get into Construct Sim? Oh, let me write it here on the chat, the constructsim.com. So that's the website. Oh, I put only 2 W, so yeah, you will correct for me. Then go to that website and create a free account, sign up, and that's it, you are on business. Then what I recommend you when you create a free account is that you go to your profile and then fill it, like Alberto's, like shown to you, for example. So you will get here. Once you get in, you will get to, well, actually, once you get in for a new account, you will get here to the guiding tour. This is a guiding tour that is asking you what you would like to learn, blah, blah. So you can start with the basic robotics courses, whatever. So you decide. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here, close this guide. I want to explore by myself. Now you are here in this screen, and then you can go to your profile and fill it. So this is Alberto's profile, because I forgot mine. And let me remove this area. So I forgot my my username and password. I'm using his that is already logged in. And okay, so that's it. And how to get into the Construct Sim, working with Construct Sim. Okay, you mean about working in our company. In our company, okay, then the only thing, Tejas, is that you have to be paying attention to our social networks, and then whenever there is a position open, we'll put it there. So be there and then apply. At present, we don't have any open position, but when we have one, we always advertise in our social networks. Barmis says, thank you so much for this, a huge opportunity. My pleasure, Barmis. And thank you all of you for attending this workshop, this webinar, sorry. Now is your turn to start thinking about creating awesome ROS workshops that you can provide to the ROS community there. Based on my experience, really delivering workshops, very condensed, packed workshops, that is something that the community wants, because they don't want to be spending in a course 40 hours, 20 hours. But what about the people that needs to get the introduction very quickly, so understand the concept in just 5 hours? So that's the target of people that we are going. And I think that there is a huge amount of those people. So go there, create your workshop, and then conquer that territory with our help, in a collaboration, of course, of the construct and yourself, all there. So thank you very much, guys. See you next time in another webinar or podcast or whatever around the world. Bye-bye.